there, this is Leah from Mommyish, and today I have a tutorial on how to use a new Lightbox builder. I've seen these little light boxes in the craft stores, and I thought it would be fun to make a digital version of it. And as I started making it on a 12 by 12, then I was like, oh, it'd be fun to have like a 6 by 4 one and a 3 by 4 one. So they're journal card size. And of course, you have all the tools to build your own any size you want. So let's just get started. I'm going to work with the templates because it's easier for me and it'll be easier for you to understand all of the styles that are involved and what they do. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the 3 by 4 template. And here we go. So right away, I'm just going to show you the layers here. We have lots of layers that you'll see they're made so you can't view them. If I turn this off, you can see this is the plastic framing, and this uses a style. It's here in our styles. They should be here somewhere. Here we go, Lightbox Maker styles. So they're right here. Then we have, I also included their simplified or rasterized layers. They do have a drop shadow on them of different colors. So we have a light wood, a medium wood, and a dark wood, should you want to use those instead. Let's turn on the medium wood. It's kind of cute. All right. Then we have these little separators. Now these are rectangle shape layers, so you can resize them any way you want. And so that would be this layer here and the shape layer here. I then just have some text, a sample text, so you could see how it would work. Then underneath all of that are the little Lightbox layers. These also use styles. Let me go back to my styles to show you. I need to reload this, but this one makes it white, and then the secondary one, it won't look like this anymore. Will apply an effect to any color. So if you want your Lightbox background to be a different color, you would use that one. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and delete this my slider element for now, because I want to show you how you can customize this quickly. So first up, I want to change the color of the little guys here. So I'm just going to double click and maybe choose a gray, just so it stands out just a little bit more. Probably should have saved what that color was, but I'm like, it's close enough. What do you think? It's close enough. Now I want to go ahead and move these. Again, don't be afraid. It doesn't have to stay this format. You could, if, for example, if you wanted to have 1, 2, 3, 4 lines, just duplicate one of these layers. Right? So we're duplicating it and just drag it down. And there you go. So now you would have 4 spaces, and then you could take one of the Lightbox layers, duplicate that. And I'll show you quickly how we'll adjust those. So this one's the right size. This one isn't, so I'm just going to drag in there. All right. Then I'm going to take our new one here. He's pretty good size, and this one's a good size. So now they're all set up right. If I wanted to be really nitpicky right now, I could turn on my grid and make sure everything was perfection. But ain't nobody got time for that today. So you're getting what you're getting. How about that? How about that? Whatever. I'm a perfectionist. It's happening. Bam. All right. So I'm going to turn off my grid. There we go. So again, now we have our 4 little spots to put words. Whenever you start your text, what you're going to want to do is choose the layer, your last little Lightboxy layer. Let me resize him a little bit more. And you'll do your text layer above that. So I'm just going to make a text layer. I'm going to write make. I'm going to choose my font. Whoop. This one. And I'm going to make it all caps. M-A-K-E. It can be any color you want it to be. Typically I see these use black, but I'm starting to see more of the little sets that do have color. So that's always fun. So I'm just going to kind of make him a little large and in charge right here. And this tealy color. I'm going to move him a bit. And he's ready. All right. So make. I'm just going to put the word make. I'm only going to do one, and then I'll speed through the rest so you can see it. How about that? So here we have the word make. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my effects, and then there's a style here. It says text element. One has a shadow and one doesn't. You can just pick whichever one you like. I like the one with the shadow. So I'm just going to apply that there, and you can see how it adds this kind of depth to it to make it look like it's on there. And now we're going to create the little slides that go underneath it. Now for our slide layers, what I like to do is just get a rectangle tool, and I just start making little rectangles. You can do them as thin or as thick as you'd like. For this one, I'm going to make it fairly, you know, kind of close to the letter, so there's some spacing in between them. And almost done. And remember, in PSE, it remembers the last style you used, so it's going to apply that style. I'm going to go ahead and take these layers and clear the layer style off of them from before. And now I'm going to go back to my effects with all those layers still chosen, and I have 4 different slide effects, and it'll say clear slide, and then there's colored slide. So if I used a color on my for those little rectangles, it'll take that tint and apply it to the slide. But for this one, I'm just going to go ahead and go with the typical clear with drop shadow. So here we go. And this is how we make it look as realistic as possible. So each one of these little letters is on the slide. Now, if you're a designer and you're wanting to make this as an element, I would do it without the drop shadow. Same thing with the text. And you could save these as an alpha or whatever for your customers to build, you know, their own thing if you'd like, whatever you want to do. So that's how that works. And now I'm just going to finish the rest and to show you, and then I'll show you how to run the actions. So here we go. All right, so as you see here, or if you watched through that very fast forward, you would notice that I am pretty clunky when I am in PSE. I feel like everyone can tell that I do not work in PSE very often. Only to test. I do it for you, and know that I love CS so much that I must really, really love you guys to do this because I have such a hard time. All right, so as you see there for the word count, I actually made it one big slide, so you can do that. You can make little individual ones, whatever you want to do. So here I have my make everyday count little journal card. So now that I'm done with this and I have it how I want it, which is just fine, I'm going to go ahead and flatten the image. Okay, now I'm going to go to where I loaded my styles, and we're going to go ahead and add some effects. So you go here to effects and you load through there, you know, if you have one of the later versions, which I've only tested in PSE. I believe I've had someone test in 12 and I'm testing in 14. So it needs to be a newer version. I'm not sure how it's going to do with the older ones. Anyway, you can load your effects right here, and I've done that, and it says make a box and glow on. So make a box is going to create a 3D effect and give it a little more depth, and glow on is going to make it glow. So I'm going to show you how I use these for fun. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to make the box first. And it says make sure you've resized it to the size that you want it and all the layers are merged. They are. And then here we go. All right, so it's done. Now, whenever you go see your layers here, you're going to see that you can clip either a pattern in there. So let's say I wanted a wood texture. I could put a wood texture there. Any color, anything you want, you can do that there. For the sake of this, I'm just going to sample some of the wood color here. I'm going to desaturate it a little bit, and that's what I'm going to flood fill into the area just for my sanity. So I like how that looks. Yay! All right, now that I'm done with that, I'm going to merge these layers together. So I'm going to select all my layers, and then merge layers, and maybe it'll look how I want it to. There we go. Next up, I'm going to add glow. But before that, I'm going to go ahead and open up a template really quick and place this element in there, because now I'm ready. I'm done with this journal card, but I want to add the glow to it. I'm going to go ahead. It works best if you're using it within the layout. So I'm going to fast forward. So here I have my template. I'm just going to copy this layer and paste it into my new document here. So now that I have that, I'm going to decide where I'm going to put it, and I want to put it over here, and I might resize it a little bit, so I'm just going to scale it down ever so slightly. All right, now I have them where I want them. Now I'm going to go back to effects, and I'm going to do glow on. So I'm going to go ahead and continue. Now from this point, you are going to adjust the opacity. Just continue on. Okay, you're going to still be able to adjust it. And you'll notice here you have your Lightbox glow layer and your Lightbox base. Now what I like to do is I like to adjust the opacity of the glow. And then I like to duplicate that layer and plop it underneath as well. You can tell more when it's over a darker color what it's doing there, because right now it's on a pretty light color, but you can see here, and if I zoom in, this also allows you to have more of a glow in the background, but maybe not as much of a glow over the text. So let's show you what this looks like. I'm going to zoom in a bit. All right, that's perfect. All right, so I'm going to turn down the glow here. I'm going to turn down the opacity. Also, don't be afraid to try different blending modes. I have it on color dodge. You can try something else. I'm going to turn the opacity up. See how it makes it like really bright? But yeah, you're going to want to move it, kind of have it already placed where you want it, because you can see there's a line, because when it does the glow around it, it's using the element itself. So if you're not sure where you want to put it in the middle of your document, then run the action, and you can move it wherever you want to go. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me give you some other options for what you would use. We have color dodge. I wonder what you could just kind of go through. I always like just go through each one and see what happens. Screen might work a little bit. It's much more subtle. Color dodge. This is linear dodge. I kind of dig that. Lighter color. And yeah, so I just go through. Hard light's going to darken it up a bit. Linear light will probably do something very similar, but you notice how it also makes the bright areas brighter, so that's kind of fun. I'm digging that one. So I'm doing linear light. This is at 31%, and then I'm going to take the color dodge, and it's at 100%, the glow. So without. And then you just add a drop shadow to your guy, and you're done. So yeah, that's how we use it. There's, like I said, there's 3 templates, 12 by 12, 6 by 4, and 3 by 4. I hope you guys enjoy this as much as I've enjoyed making it. And I know it might be a little silly to have something that's kind of a physical electricity type item as a digital item, but I don't know. I thought it would be so much fun, and I hope you guys love it. All right, have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.